title to your house guarantees all American debt. It is true. Consult somebody smarter than I can prove it to you. I know it's true. And when Dodd-Frank loosened up, see, this is the part that the Democrats, I think, are right about. But here's you got a split in party, just like the Republicans got a split in the party. You got the Tea Party constitutional conservatives, who, that's what I am. So I have to be in work with the Republican Party. In the Democrat Party, you've got the progressive liberals, the Al Sharptons and race baiters. You have those, but you have also the middle-of-the-road Democrats. And those middle-of-the-road Democrats are right about Dodd-Frank. But we couldn't get on the same page with these folks because of politics. We have to polarize in order to get our people elected. That's the only reason that, remember what I said, the representatives and congressmen, they don't work for the people, they work for the voters. The only reason that they do anything is to get reelected. They say it's an honorable mission because if they don't get reelected, they can't bring their goodness to the party. But I'm starting to believe there's no goodness in Washington. Dave's pointing at me. Uh-oh. Are you pointing at the phone? That's another seminar.
That's what you have in your chest.
What? You're welcome. Dave's been after me for putting my cell phone next to my heart. The electromagnetic waves, when I start talking fast, I get me. Okay, David's back here now. Do you remember where I was? Do you remember where I was in my point, Dave? Were you paying attention? Because I forgot. Yeah, Dodd-Frank. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. We can't work with the Democrats, and I think there is reason for, and it's ironic, the conservative right has some issues that we could work with the moderate Democrats, and it is, we don't want bailouts. We don't want to rescue bad investments of insurance companies. But I'm going to tell you something. There's no remedy to be reached here. It's over. It is over. What they did with this bill was tied your wallet right to the bad investments of the stock market and the banks. And you know why? The Chamber of Commerce, the open borders policy, that's all bodes well for businesses who have to make money. If a Chamber of Commerce wants illegal labor, they want amnesty for those that are here, and they want Jeb Bush as president.
No.
Don't tell me no, they want it.
No,
I know you're saying no to Jeb, and so am I. But let me tell you something. We've got to be smart. This is not going to turn into a Mitt Romney rally another day. You have to at least understand what your director is saying about Mitt Romney. E-verify, close the borders. The Chamber of Commerce doesn't want those things. I actually believe the Chamber of Commerce got in Mitt Romney's way last time. Plus this stupid campaign staff that he had. Maybe we're answering a call to. Because if Mitt Romney had won, we would have had E-verify. Mitt said some things that are kind of hard to swallow, and he even said it. He said the Republican Party needs to swallow hard and go for permanent immigration reform. And he gave some examples of it. He did not say amnesty. Some people, Rush Limbaugh's calling it amnesty. Look, I didn't need to go there. What I'm wanting to do is talk about the Chamber of Commerce, who will sear our souls on the altar of their commerce. And that's what happened yesterday. Because they have engaged everything you hold dear. Not just your titles to your houses and your cars. They have entrapped your grandchildren. Okay, I'm passionate about this. And I'm angry about it too. I went to Indiana last weekend. You all know I wasn't here. And one of my little granddaughters at the table after it was all over. And After dinner was over, she said, Grandpa, she said, is ISIS going to come and take over America? You know, my heart broke, and I almost cried, because where did she hear that? She didn't hear about ISIS from Grandpa, because Grandpa doesn't do that to my grandchildren. I do that to my son-in-law, who laughs at me most of the time. I'll do that to my son, who understands it, but has another mission in life, and I respect it and honor it. And my daughters understand it. Well, my grandchildren, she can hear that. I mean, she's heard it from school. She's heard it from other sources. There is a fear in this country now that this thing that's going on over there is coming here. And you know what? That's what they want. And if we don't understand it, if we choose to ignore that, and if we choose to ignore that the Tawidists of Islam, the Wahhabists, the Bin Ladens, the Al-Qaeda, these people are ISIS. And the only thing that is keeping them from us is the iron-fisted dictators, the Shahs of Iran, the Gaddafis. They are secular rulers ruling an Islamic country. And in Saudi Arabia, you have the Saud family. They have the Wahhabists, and they have a highly religious Islamic population. But they are secular. And the population has become mobile. They are ISIS. They are Tawidists. Take us back, Tawid. Take us back to the original interpretation of Muhammad. You find a Christian, hide behind the tree and cut off his head. And the Jew. I'm probably not getting that perfectly, but it's in the book. And if you're a Muslim, you're a person of the book. You are not secular. You cannot deny that you worship a religion that has in its book that. And that's why they come. And they want to come here. Because we are shirks. This country is good, this country is great, because we have a Christian heritage. And it's good and great because we don't require you to be Christian. As a country. I've often said, and I'll say it again, in Christianity, if I come to you and share the gospel with you and you refuse it, I will end up bowing my head and praying for you. In Islam, if I come to you as an Islamist and you refuse it, I will bow your head and take it off. If I do what the book says. That's just the facts. You can't debate that. It's there. You can say we want to be more moderate, the moderate Muslims. Hooey. I understand there's Muslims in this country who want to live peaceably. But when Governor Rick Snyder said to that Islamic group, the Islamic Association of North America, people who are unindicted co-conspirators by our judicial system, accused them and found them guilty of laundering $12 million to Al-Qaeda and terrorists. And Rick Snyder goes to him and he says, may the peace of Allah be upon you. You know what that means to them? May the peace be upon you before the sword does. Because peace means submission. May the submission to Allah be upon you, or the sword will. That's exactly what the book says. My interpretation. Let me clear my throat a little bit. We're going to go to questions and answers. We don't have another presenter. So I'm going to have you guys present to me. Just a minute. Let me close my opening remarks that lasted way too long, but I think are very relevant to what's happened. We're in trouble, folks. We've always said that we're on a precipice. We've always said that we're on the edge of a cliff. But there's always been the hope or the remedy that we could grab the bus, the steering wheel, we could turn around. Or we could I made an analogy one time, I don't know, a motorcycle, I'm going to lay my motorcycle down in front of the bus so it has to stop before it goes over the cliff. That was when I resigned as your director. Because I thought a thing that I was doing was very important. And we could have a remedy. I no longer believe that there's a remedy for this. I believe that we have to prepare for impact. The calamity of collapse is upon us, but we're ignoring it. As we say, the Democrats are ignorant because they choose to ignore the facts. We are ignorant also if we choose to ignore the fact of this calamity. Because every nation, China, Russia, I think Germany is doing it, Iraq did it, Libya did it, Egypt did it. You can almost go right down the line. The thing that they did, they dumped the US dollar as their currency reserve. They're no longer using the dollars to purchase oil, US dollars. And the reason they could do that is because these countries, like Saddam Hussein in Iraq, when he did it, he was willing to accept other than US dollars for currency. I'm not a one-horse pony show, folks. I could do other things. But the other things are not, they pale in comparison to the importance. We could get on a bandwagon, we could build another float, we could have Mike Bouchard's name on it, Terry Lynn Land. Half of them are real good people. I love you, Mike. Terry, not so much love there, but I guess I respect you. Listen, we could do those things again and try to get Republicans elected because there are some good people, but it's not remedy. We saw yesterday that it's not remedy. So what we have to do now is at least understand the impact that the calamity of collapse is going to have. And I will have done my job if I have told you and prepared you for it. It's not really my job. But if I'm your director and I stand before you every week and I don't mention a thing I believe that's going to happen, who am I? And why do I do this? This is the most important thing I can do for you. The petrodollar is going to collapse. And this is a reason that the next president cannot be Jeb Bush. It can't be him. Because the remedy that the Chamber of Commerce will bring to this is the bailout of the banks and the insurance companies on your back, on my grandchildren's back. We will be bailing them out again, and that's their remedy. I say no. I almost said H no. I never say that. Heck no. I'm emphatic about no. And I'm emphatic about my grandchildren having the liberty that I enjoyed. You know, my father lived his life, and my brother knows. He did all he knew, and it wasn't a whole lot. He was good with his hands. But politically, he knew nothing. He had a third-grade education, so did my mother. What he left me in this world was not much better than what he entered into. Now, they came through the Depression, their parents did. So they understand hard times. But what he left us with was the prospect of a severe depression. And if we don't leave to our grandchildren a better economic scenario in this country than we came into it, who are we? You know, I was talking to my brother the other day about witnessing someone's existence on this earth. It's not what you accomplish. It's not how much money you make. It's not what you do with your life. It's who witnesses what you do. Because if there's no, does a tree make a noise in the forest when it falls? You know, I watched my little grandchildren sing at their concert, and I was there to witness it. We have to witness what's happening in this world. We cannot ignore the consequence of economic collapse. And what I'm saying to you, I'm begging you, folks, I am begging you, please try and not misunderstand when it comes down to the next couple of years, when we get to this electoral process for a president. We have to be smart. We cannot let a thing that happened here in this state. This state is their game plan. This is the strategy. What happened with Rick Snyder and the conservatives. The conservatives, when Rick Snyder was elected, we beat ourselves up with 3 good candidates.